time to check in on weather with Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Eric Hunt. Well, Eric, with the holidays fast approaching, I understand you've put together a bit of an extended forecast for us to take a look at. How are things looking as we gear up for Christmas and the New Year?
Thanks, Bryce. That is indeed the case. Let's start by taking a look at what's going to be happening right around the period just after Christmas. We are probably going to be entering into a little bit more of an active weather pattern for the western United States as we head into the last part of December. That may even bring some better chances of precipitation to the High Plains region, which would be great news for that area out here in western Nebraska. And I have seen some model runs that do produce some precipitation in the central and eastern portion of the state as well, but nothing terribly consistent just yet. What I am fairly confident in, though, is that we'll be very, very warm for this time of year as we head to the last part of December. CPC pretty much guaranteeing that this period will be above average. Now, we may not be looking at record highs at any given day, but we are probably looking at a pretty consistent spread of temperatures in the 40s and 50s for this time period. So definitely looking at a brown or green Christmas, depending on where you live in the state this year. Basically, no chance of white Christmas. If you want that, probably go quite a ways north or head to the mountains. In terms of seasonal outlook for drought, the CPC does expect to see some more drought improvement or maybe outright elimination across portions of southeast Nebraska, expecting persistence of drought across most of the rest of the state. I mean, realistically, if you live in north central or western Nebraska where you're in severe or extreme drought, there's basically no chance that you're going to be out of drought by the time we head into this next spring. Best we can hope for is that maybe we do get some improvement. I am a little bit more confident seeing maybe just a little bit more improvement across portions of eastern Nebraska. But realistically, we're not looking at us getting into a particularly wet pattern anytime soon. So I would say where we are in terms of drought right now is probably where we're going to be in about a month. Some parts of western Nebraska may see a little bit of degradation here in the next month if we don't start seeing a little bit more precipitation. In terms of the INSO forecast, we have seen increased trade winds from the east here across the central and eastern equatorial Pacific. So we are very, very close to being officially in a La Nina. And CPC is expecting us to be in a La Nina as we head into the month of January, probably sticking around through early spring, and then a pretty good chance of us being back into neutral conditions as we head into this next summer, with even a slight chance of us being back into an El Nino as we head toward the later portion of the summer. All things being equal, La Nina is not always our friend in terms of drought, so the fact that we are in neutral is maybe a good sign. In terms of the next few months, CPC does show better chances of colder conditions across a lot of the north-central United States. Lately, the cold has been mostly to our east, but this is showing that as we head deeper in the winter, we are more likely to see some of that colder air a little bit further toward the west. In terms of precipitation, not really any strong signal from the CPC for most Nebraska, wetter further toward our east and toward the northwest of us. And for temperatures, Dr. Judah Cohen at AER is also showing that his model predicts more cold across the north-central United States as we head deeper into the winter as well. So another data point suggesting we are probably going to be a little bit colder as we head deeper into the winter. Particularly January, it looks like we may actually see a flip toward colder temperatures a little bit past the first of the year. Springtime, we are looking at potentially some wet conditions further toward our east. Unfortunately, this is not a good prognosis for drought across the High Plains region of western Nebraska and further down toward Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas. And we had a very warm, dry fall, which is kind of the reason we are seeing some conditions in drought for our area. And historical precedent would suggest that when we have a warm, dry fall, we do tend to be pretty dry across a lot of this part of the country the next summer. So 6 out of 10 years, when we've had a warm, dry fall, we have had a warm and dry summer, as indicated here by these composite maps. Not a guarantee, but something to watch out for. And our 2024 temperatures. Thanks, and have a great Christmas.